Alrighty, perfect. We are live, guys. Welcome to the live. Now I see people are already joining in from Instagram, and so, alrighty, tell me where you guys are from. No, I want to know where my viewers are from. If you guys don't know for myself personally, maybe you've only seen my Instagram profile and not my Facebook profile to know. I'm from the United States. I'm from Massachusetts. I see more and more people are joining on the live. Awesome. Okay. Alrighty, so diving into what today is going to be about is starting a business that provides daily pay with just a 2-hour workday. I want you guys to think about that. A 2-hour workday. That is phenomenal. That is great because with what I'm about to show you guys can already make $900 a day with it, but with a 2-hour workday. I don't know what that means to you, but I can explain what that means to me. Because I remember when I was looking for how can I make money online, I didn't know about digital marketing at first. And back when I was in the corporate lifestyle, all I knew about making money was just a job. And so I remember just going to Google, searching, how to make fast money, all that stuff. And you land on some legal methods, and sometimes you land on some illegal methods, but most of the options that really worked took up a lot of time, and that's why I just never went for it. And so, because you'll go to those blogs, they'll talk to you about like surveys, but you know how those go. Like you spent like 10 minutes and you made like 25 cents. Like you're not paying any bills with that. Or like, you look there, it tells you like Uber, and I'm like, yeah, I mean, yeah, obviously Uber works and people can make money with Uber, but like I don't have that much spare time. Like I can't just spend like, an additional 8 hours a day on top of my 9 to 5 to make the income I need to actually pay my bills. And so when I learned about digital marketing and learned about being able to earn online in amounts that don't even like feel normal. Like I remember the first month of my online business when I made 50K that first month. And that was a very like surreal feeling for me because back in corporate, you work your butt off and you get paid salary. Like I didn't get paid extra for it. I didn't get paid overtime. And to be able to just make like, half a year's income in a month, like I didn't know that was possible. And so what I'm showing you guys, some of you guys might even be familiar with the online space. Now, some of you guys might be. If this is like your first time hearing like about like a side hustle, or not a side hustle, but hearing about starting an online business, and maybe before this you didn't really know about online businesses, or all you knew was just like a job, then put it down in the chat. Like let me know, like are all my guys like corporate people, or some of you guys actually tried a couple online businesses here and there, whether it might have been like drop shipping or something. And so now to learn that, again, to learn that I could actually make reasonable income, a great amount of income without spending the rest of my day and all the free time that I didn't have, that was life changing for me. That was something that that was like, I felt like I landed on what I was really looking for, because like when I went to those blogs, he just gave me methods that don't work. Some of them might even tell you to like donate like blood plasma, get like a $50 gift card, right? That's cool. But what they don't tell you is that you can only donate plasma like once every like 12 weeks. Like you're still not going to pay any bills with that. You might get yourself a good lunch after you're like tired and everything after giving blood. But I really want to dive into what does it take to have a 2-hour workday. So I'm going to write that down for you guys so we know what the goal is. We're not looking for a second job. We want to make great income with a 2-hour workday. And so this is about you leveraging time. This is how if you really want to get the ball rolling and to make great income without having to spend all your time, then you need to do activities that really provide high leverage at the end of the day. Because you get some people doing, like, look, they're doing, how can I say, what they do in their business is something that doesn't scale easily. And it's not that it couldn't scale, it's just gonna take a lot of time. So if you build your business off of like, DMing random people that don't know you, then just know that that's what you're gonna have to keep doing. And if you stop doing it, now you run out of traffic. It's no different than being a salesman, for example. If you apply to be a salesman for a company and you do door-to-door sales, if you just stop going to people door to door, then eventually you're just not going to make any money because it's all commission based. And so to have a 2-hour workday, you want to do things that have high leverage. And so, doing sales calls can be profitable, but they're not very high leverage, because if you stop doing sales calls, then you don't have money. Then you don't make any money. If you stop, talking to people to get them on the sales calls, then you don't have sales calls. And the thing is, sometimes that's really not even in your control. If you're like a one-man like team, then oftentimes, like if you're on a sales call and you can't build traffic, there's not really much that you can actually do about it. And so that's not what we want to achieve a 2-hour workday. If you want another job, then you take on sales calls. And then hopefully along the line you scale and get real big. But let's start here. Let's start with a 2-hour workday and making $900 a day, which is, more than enough for what most people are looking for. A lot of you guys say you want to make 10K a month. That's around like $330 a day. We're talking about 3 times that much for 2-hour workday. And so where it starts is with automations. That's the biggest thing. There's a term that they say, work for zero. And what that means is, instead of doing something that you do once and doesn't provide you any value later, because remember, if you DM someone once, that's what it is. And if you stop DMing people, then no one gets through the door. That's not working for zero. Working for zero is like if you create something and then it continues to work for you without you having to put any extra effort. Kind of like how people build like softwares, right? Softwares, you build it once, it keeps running, you set and forget. That's what we want for our business. We want to make a ton of set and forget things that keep working for you day in and day out. And so what does that look like? So first off, you need to automate the process of people getting the information into what your offer is. That's very important. And so when you have your business, you don't want to be like the traveling salesman that knocks on doors and pitches to everyone. That's not what we want. We want a scenario where people can get the information without you actually having to talk to them. Saves you time. And so first thing is you're going to send them to a website. You're going to send them to a landing page. And now on that landing page, you're not just going to just give them the info. We're going to do something here that's going to make it easier for you later. What we're going to do is before they get the info that they're asking for and that they want, you're going to get their email. That's really important. If you get their email, you build an email list. Eventually, I'm going to show you how to. You can send an email out to your email list and you reach 100 people. You reach 1,000 people. You reach 2,000 people. That can move. That can do a lot. That's high leverage. That's you writing one email and communicating with 2,000 people is a lot easier than you walking up to 2,000 doors a second time, right? You imagine this. You already went to 2,000 doors. And if you don't go to another door tomorrow, if you're a salesman, you don't make any money. Some people do like life insurance. If they don't find a new person, then they don't make any money unless they get referrals. And so when you collect an email list, you can keep sending emails out to that list. You can send an email, talk to 2,000 people, 4,000 people. But you didn't have to put the same amount of effort to get that 4,000 people a second time because you just put them in a list. That's all you did. You put them in a list. That's the first thing. Then they go to a video page. This is really important as well. You're not selling anyone. If you have to sell everyone one by one, then you have a second job. You have a scenario that you can never rest now. Because if you don't do sales calls, then there's no money that ever goes through. And so you don't want to have a scenario where the business relies off of you speaking to someone to get the money moving. And so you want a video page. This is going to explain to them now. Explain to them exactly what it is that they're getting into. And so when you try to like, just think about it like this. If you try to tell someone about something that's really great, right? Like they should buy like this car. Oh, this car is amazing. That person's going to ask, what's great about the car, right? They're not just going to go buy the car because you said it's cool. They're going to say, well, all right, what's great about the car? What makes it better than this car or that car, right? And so if you have to have that conversation with everyone, that's going to eat away at your time, 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours. We're not doing any of that. You're just sending them to a page that has a video that's going to tell them exactly what they're going to get into, that's going to answer all their questions. And that's how you keep your time. That's how you can work 2 hours a day. Now, afterwards, after they go to the video page, they go to an offer page. Super important, right? Obviously, we did not send them to a video not to make money here, being very realistic, right? They get sent to an offer page. They can make a decision now. If people watch a webinar, they're not dumb. They know that there's going to be a purchase available at the end. No, people aren't dumb nowadays. Buyers aren't dumb anymore. Buyers aren't dumb. They're really wisening up to what's going on now. So if they know if they're going to watch a long video, that obviously there's going to be a sale at the end. And so you want to send them to an offer page, and then they can make a decision now. They can make a decision to buy, right? So if they buy, then you make money. But if they don't buy, it's okay. Because remember what we did over here. In this step over here, we collected their email. Super important, guys. Super important. This is what eventually becomes high leverage for you. Because if your only way to get buyers is to go talk to everyone on the street, call up everyone on the street, then you will have to do that every day for the rest of your life. We're going to build something that has high leverage, right? So afterwards, if they don't buy, you send them emails. And you keep sending them emails. This is to build a relationship. They say the money is in the list. And I'm actually going to show you guys too, because I know some of you guys are listening like, oh man, writing emails. Some of you guys might not feel like you're good at that. Or some of you guys might be like, oh, that's a lot of time. I'm actually going to show you how you can get this email follow-up done for you as well. So you don't have to write any emails. But what happens is these emails get sent, and it's all about building a relationship. That's what this is all about. Because just think about it. If you go to a kiosk and there's this like random, if you've been to a kiosk, some kiosks, those people like they try to grab you, they try to like pull you in, and they try to sell you right there, right? Some people do it, some people don't, right? And some people don't because there's like no relationship there. It's so rushed. I just met you. You're trying to sell me. It's like if you ask out like a girl and you ask her on a date, and this is like the first time you ever seen her. A lot of times she'll say, no, I don't know you. That's creepy. And so some people are going to feel like that. Some people won't. Some people will buy in the beginning because of their current circumstances in life. They're ready to make a decision. So remember, everyone's in different places. And so there are tons of products out there, tons of solutions for people, but eventually there comes a time for the need for the product. And so there could be, for example, like stores sell diapers, right? Before you have a kid, you'll just never show up there for diapers. But then eventually, once you become a parent, now you show up for diapers. The same thing here. Eventually, the need comes. So some people, that need is now. They are dealing with financial difficulty. They can't keep up with inflation. They're dealing with something right now that they want to fix right now. And because of that, they'll buy now, right? Some other people, either it's not their current issue, or what's going on is they just don't know you. And that's okay. And so you're going to keep sending emails. And eventually, through building a relationship, talking with them, you become kiosk guy that tried to pitch me day one to, oh yeah, Frank. Oh, Frank's actually kind of cool. I see him here and there. Oh, Frank gave me this recommendation. Maybe I should check it out. And so that's what these emails are about, building that relationship so they can feel comfortable with you as a person, and then also learn a little bit more about your product, and then they can make a decision. Some people are like that. Some people don't just make, snap judgments, and that's okay. Each person's different. That's why we have this, so we can get them this way. So when they're ready and they're like, all right, I think I know enough now to make a good educated decision. I'm ready to get started. Then they can get started, and then you make money. And so that's what you want to achieve a 2-hour workday, something that provides you high leverage. Because after you build this, right, you don't have to do any more additional work. Like after you've built this, given that it's tested, I'm actually going to show you guys how to get started with a done for you setup. So it's already tested. The copywriting is exactly what it needs to be. The conversion rate is up. Like this setup here for this program I'm about to show you, 1 in 20 people buy. That's how refined it is. 1 in 20 people looking at this landing page buys. I'm going to show you how to get access to this same landing page. And now after you have that set up, you don't have to change it again. Just because you sent 100 people here, 1,000 people here, doesn't mean all of a sudden that you did extra work just because 1,000 more people came in through the door. Just because traffic is up doesn't mean now you have to spend more time than before. This is what I'm telling you guys about working for zero. Remember that guys. Working for zero is super important. And that's not what you get from a job, right? For your job, you put in and you get out. But then that's all you ever get. There's no more benefit. You got paid your $20 an hour. You got paid your $30 an hour. You're not getting paid another time later for that same shift. No, but you get this set up. You put in the work to get it set up, and I'm going to show you how to get it done for you, where all you need to do is change a couple placeholders. This keeps working for you day in and day out. The automation doesn't get sick. Your funnel doesn't get the flu. That's not what happens. Your funnel keeps going, even while you're busy, even while you have to handle things. And so it's never a circumstance where you're doing things with your family and it's like, oh no, a customer showed up. Now I got to be on a sales call. This is not one of those things. Because you have a video page, you don't need to sell anyone. Offer page, you don't need to process anyone's payments. Emails, right? You set up your automation, set and forget. It does this thing. And then once you have this set up, you're now in a place where all you need to do now is send in traffic. That's all you need to do. You have this set up where no matter how much traffic you send in through, it keeps doing its thing. And now we're going to define what the 2-hour workday is. Because after you get this set up, just like any other business, guys, you need traffic. There's no business that runs without traffic. McDonald's, highly successful business. If there's no traffic, if there's no one going through the door, then that day McDonald's is not going to make money. It's very realistic. So just like any other business, you need a way to build traffic. And so what I'm going to do here is just show you how we're going to get people to find your page. So I'm just putting down discovery method. And so you created your awesome automated system that runs for you 24/7. Now, just like an engine that's done for you, you need to put in some fuel in now. And so I'm going to tell you guys about how you're going to spend those 2 hours a day to get people in. And so first off is an activity that takes 30 minutes a day. You're going to have free ads. And so in this program, you'll get some more details later. There are free done for you ads. You don't have to record yourself. You don't have to spend your time like being like, oh, making it or anything like that. You have it now. You just spend 30 minutes a day, posting it just like the way it's taught in the program. It's really simple. You can make tons of money this way. And it's very time efficient. The next thing is content. So 3 pieces of content a day. And so what I'm talking about right now is social media, guys. This is really important because if you get traffic, there's only 3 ways to do it, right? And just letting you know, after I explain this to you, you're gonna think social media is a lot better than starting with the others unless you're already filthy rich. And so first thing is paid ads, right? So if you don't want to do social media, right? Or if you don't want to do like door-to-door sales, then if you don't want to put in the effort, then you got to pay. You got to pay the platforms. You got to pay all these different ads platforms to show your website, to show your offer to tons of different people. And so the first option is paying. Now, is there anything wrong with that? No, but you have to be realistic. Do you have the budget for that? Can you pay for paid ads? And if you can't, then what happens afterwards? You paid for ads, and now next thing you know, you might not have enough money to pay for more ads. And so that's the problem with starting with paid ads. I don't recommend starting with it usually. I recommend starting with social media. And then as your social media makes money, you can reinvest that money into paid ads as you scale. That's the thing. With social media, the great thing is, you can post on social media for free. You can get views for free. Whatever platform you're working with, they will find your audience if you just keep making the right content that speaks to the right people and attracts your perfect buyer. And it does all that for free. And you can keep making pieces of content. You're not giving Instagram $10 every time you make a post. That's not what's going on here. You're not giving Facebook or TikTok or YouTube $10 every time you make a post, because they actually want you to make content. That's the thing. These platforms, they want you to make content because they want people to actually stay on their platform. This is really big here. They want people to stay on their platform so they can show more people ads and they make more money. And so they're not going to charge you for posting. They make their money a different way. So that's the advantage of this here. And then outside of that as well, once your social media knows your perfect buyer, it's going to find more people like it as well. And so when you make your content, your 3 pieces of content, and just so you understand the time scope on that, that's like an hour a day. And it also gets easier too. That's the thing. So just like anything, the first time you do it, you just might not be great, right? Like maybe you're an artist. Your first drawing might have not been great. Your second drawing is a little bit better. Your 10th drawing might be pretty awesome. Or like riding a bike, the first time you ride a bike, you probably fell. Or maybe the second time you rode a bike, you fell. But then after you ride your bike a couple times, now you're like a master. You're like, you never fall. You're trying. And if you're really good at it, you start doing wheelies or something like that, right? And so, just like anything else, it starts off a little bit daunting and then it gets better, right? And that's just how it is for any skill. No one starts anything and they're just the super prodigy. No one needed to taught them. No one makes a mistake. And so with social media, you can realistically expect an hour a day. And as you get better, it can be less. You can get it done in like 30 minutes. And so that's what it's looking like for the 2-hour workday, guys. And so just posting the free ads, you don't have to record yourself. And then you make 3 pieces of content. And some of the pieces of content are going to be really easy because you could do like a short video, like a 7-second video, and then you do like 2 talking videos. The 7-second video, you could probably get that recorded in like 3 or 4 minutes. And when I talk about content too, one thing I kind of want to clear the air on something, because when I started content, what I had what a little bit overwhelming for me was I was thinking that I would have to like brainstorm like new ideas every day. And no, it doesn't actually have to be that way. When you make content, most like just because you made a video on an idea doesn't mean everyone in the world has seen it, right? Like you make a video and then a portion of your audience sees it, but there's a large portion that hasn't seen your video. And then outside of just your audience, which is just a small portion of social media, there's like 5 billion people on social. So like if you make a video, right, and 500 people watch it or 1,000 people watch it, when you make a video around the same similar idea, you're reaching oftentimes new people. You're like, even though it's the same idea, this time you reach 500 new people, 1,000 new people that didn't know that just a couple days ago you said this or you said that. It's just that, obviously you don't need a new idea every day, but it just needs to be kind of different so people don't feel like they're looking at the same thing. So you can just change up the text a little bit. You can, do a different background, wear a different shirt, and that's fine. And sometimes you're just breaking down on the same ideas, but on different levels or with different analogies. Because when you explain something to someone, they might not get it the first time, but they might understand it if you explained it a different way. And so, I explained the thing where like, with social media, yeah, it's hard at first. Or for some people it might be easy. When you do social media, it's hard at first, but just like anything else, it gets easier. I shared the bike thing, right? Maybe one person that I'm speaking to right now who's listening on this live never rode a bike. And so when I said what I said, they just don't get it. But maybe they play basketball or something like that. And so for another video, maybe I'm just breaking down the same thing, but now I'm just giving a different analogy, right? And I say like, hey, like no one just walks on the court and they're just like LeBron James and they just get like 60 hoops and 60 points, 60 buckets the first time, right? They train, first time they probably suck. They come back again. What happens this time? They learn a little bit about defense right now. Okay, now they're not losing by that much. Oh, they try again. Now they learn a little more about offense. They learn how to shoot. Now they're getting some points. And then with time of continually doing that, you get better and better and better. And then you're good, right? That shot that was like, oh man, I just hate doing this shot. This shot is hard. This shot right here, I always missed it. But after practice, you consistently get that shot in. And so a lot of times you're saying the same thing to people. Like it's not that you have like new super original ideas. A lot of times you're saying the same thing, but you're explaining it in a different way so they can understand it or more in depth. That's the thing. Like maybe I might mention something one day, but in a different day, I go into a little bit more detail about it, right? So when you make social media content, even though you're making 3 pieces of content a day, I just want to let you guys know, it doesn't mean you need 3 new original ideas every day that no one has ever done anything on. That's not what this means, right? It becomes a lot easier. It becomes almost like a little bit of like a pattern that you can make sense of, like a routine. And because it gets a lot more like a routine, you recognize how to do things. You see how things fit together easier. That's how, what used to take an hour eventually takes less, eventually at some point 45 minutes or like 30 minutes. And so that's what it looks like to reach your audience here. And then the last method, which is I told you guys about, there's paid ads, there's social, and then there's like, cold traffic, right? So like you're not paying, like you don't have to pay anyone to go door to door, but that's going to take a lot of time. And it's a lot of time that most of us frankly don't really have. Like I'm just letting you guys know that when I was at my corporate job and I was trying to figure out how to pay the bills, if I read on one of those blogs it said for me to go door to door to sell like cupcakes or something, I wasn't going to do that because I didn't have the time for that. But so social media is ideally the best way to do it because it's also in the same idea of what I'm telling you guys about this automation being high leverage. social media is also high leverage. It's very efficient of your time because you spend your time to make one video and then 1,000 people see it. 5,000 people see it, 10,000 people see it, or maybe a couple hundred. But even if it was only a couple hundred, spending 20 minutes to make one video that reaches 500 people is way more time efficient than going to 500 people's doors and knocking on them and saying, hey, do you want to buy my thing? It's way more efficient to do social media. And the other thing is, it's also digital real estate. Because just because you made a social media video today doesn't mean it won't get views tomorrow. That's the thing. You might make a social media video today, it gets some more views tomorrow, and then the next day, and then the next day, and then also the next day, right? Because it stays on it. As long as you don't delete it, you're fine. You're good. You're perfect. Alrighty, I do see someone asking a question. So, Sleeky K, will there be a replay? Your break is almost over. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do for you, Sleeky K. What I'm going to do is I'm going to write down your username. And so there is going to be a replay. You'll find it on either Facebook or YouTube. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a message. After this, I'm just leaving a note to send the replay. And alright, yeah, no worries. I understand that some of you guys might be in the middle of your shift, and I caught you guys for the little moment of free time that you guys have. And so, yes, there will be a replay. You can catch it on YouTube or Facebook. And then also, when you find yourselves there, be sure to like, comment, subscribe. If you're looking at this video on YouTube right now, be sure to subscribe. I'm going to make a lot more videos really explaining in depth how to really have a profitable online business, digital marketing business. And then you want to just make sure that you just don't miss out. So there's going to be tons of content. I'm going to go live every day at 10 a.m. Eastern. And so there's definitely going to be a lot more to come around. I'm just going to take a quick second to scroll up to see in case I miss anyone else's comments. Alrighty, so this all looks good. Okay. All right, so let's keep it moving. Alrighty, so back to the idea of digital real estate. And so when you make a social media video, it works for you every single day. That's the really cool thing about what I'm telling you here, right? That video can still get you views. You can make a video that it was made 6 months ago, and then you still get views. And those views can become people who comment for info and become buyers. And that's the thing. The same way people buy like real estate property to make continual passive income, it's like that with your social media videos. And so that's the great thing. The other great thing is this. And so with this setup as well, what's completely insane about it is that with you making your social media videos bring traffic into your business, to your automation, there's actually no monthly expenses to this as well. Some people, they run businesses and their biggest problem is they just can't break over the monthly expenses. Like people who do like restaurants, for example, right? Maybe all their money goes to rent, right? There's other people doing online businesses where all their money goes to subscriptions. With this automation setup that you can get access to here done for you, there's actually no monthly expenses. And that was something that actually really fascinated me when I found it. Because like I've tried out like a lot of different tools, guys, and I was like, oh yeah, none of the free plans are actually useful. This free plan is actually useful. So when I found that there was a free plan that had enough contacts on it and that you can actually make, good looking funnels and put your website on it for free, and to the point where you could realistically, have your business running for free until you start getting customers start paying for a larger subscription. I was a little dumbfounded. I was like, wow, I didn't know something this good was out there. And so that's another great thing. With this business, with your free traffic that you didn't have to pay for, there's also no monthly expenses. And so you can just keep this automation running. You don't have to worry about it. You can set and forget. You're not getting charged for it unless you go for a higher plan, of course. But the free plan is really good. The free plan already has everything you need to run your business until you start making so much money that it doesn't even matter if you went to the next subscription. And alrighty. And then one last thing I do want to touch upon with people, as you make content, the next thing, there's two things that are going to happen from when you make content. So one thing that will happen is they go to your profile, right? And so it's very important that you actually have a profile that works as like a storefront. So, you don't want people to go to your page and be like super confused and not know what it's about. It should give like a pretty clear picture of what it is that you do, what is your offer, almost like a movie poster, right? Like imagine if you looked at a movie poster and you still had like no idea what the movie was about, right? You don't want that. You want someone to look at your profile and get within like 6 seconds what it's about from your bio, your profile picture, your content. The same way when people go to a movie theater and they're looking at the movie posters on the wall, trying to think, oh, what movie might be cool to watch, right? And they just look at the poster and they know within 6 seconds, all right, that looks like it'd be a cool movie. I should write that down. You want the same effect here with your profile. People shouldn't go to your profile and be confused because it's all over the place. You want it to be a scenario where they take a look. It's like a storefront, right? You walk by a shoe store, you're like, oh, this shoe store has nice shoes. I want to go in. You want the same thing with your profile. The other thing is, aside from people who are going to watch your content and go to your profile, the big thing is you want a CTA, and that is your call to action. And so what your call to action is just telling people what to do to take the next step in your video. And so when you try to, per se, and when you make a video, right, 40 seconds long, 45 seconds long, 60 seconds long, whatever it is, if someone spent the time to actually watch to the end instead of scrolling, then it's very likely they're very interested in what it is that you have to offer, right? Like someone wouldn't have just spent all their time doing that if they just didn't care. Wait, I'm about to answer another question here. I see CLG asking, does faceless digital marketing is effective? Do I do trainings? Yeah, so I do trainings on that. And then within like the program itself, there are also like good trainings on it as well. And so, yes, it can be effective. It's just a matter of knowing how to do it right. A lot of people don't know how to do it right, which is why they just end up saying it doesn't work. But if you do know the right methods, yes, it works very well. There's a lot of faceless brands out there if you actually think about it. Like you go to like, let's just say like a Chick-fil-A, for example, there's no face on that brand. There's, CNN, there's no real face to that brand unless you have like a favorite reporter. And so there are a ton of faceless brands out there that are just very, very profitable. Nike, right? There's no one face to Nike. They're a faceless brand, but they're highly profitable as well. So it's just a matter of knowing how to do it right. And yeah, of course, it can work, right? It can be highly effective. You just need the right skills. And that's the same for anything in life, right? Like you can say there's lots of different things that given the right skills works really well. Even with this, right? You don't just go on here and just wing it. There are like trainings to back it up that gives you a clear picture of what to do. Same thing with faceless. As long as you have the right roadmap, yeah, you can definitely make it work. But then going back, so CTA now, that's really important. So when you have your video, if someone watched to the end, then they're very interested in what you have to provide, right? Think about it. When you see a YouTube ad, if you are not interested, if you're like, oh man, this is not what I want to see, then you're going to skip it. You're going to skip it almost every time. And so if someone actually watched the YouTube ad to the end, then it's very likely that they're interested. And what you have to do now is provide them the next step. So that's why you would see videos where people say like, hey, comment ready for the link to get started. Very simple, right? You need to give people the next step, because if you don't, then they just go on their way. They're not just going to magically read your mind and know that they should comment ready or they should go to the link in bio. And so what you want is a CTA. So of a very clear instruction, a clear path to get to the information. So after you make your content, that keeps working with you, you want to get that CTA, that call to action, tell them like, comment this for the info, comment this for the link, so they can get access to your automation. They can go to here, they can put in their email, they can watch the video, make a purchase. If they don't make a purchase, they get emails, build that relationship, and then they can come back and buy. And the great thing here, because you get a lot of people that make content without a CTA and they don't get much out of their content. The great thing is when you get someone that watches the video and then comments at the end, that tells the algorithm, that tells the social media algorithms that, hey, this person actually really likes this video. They're really interested. This is what they're about. And what's going to happen is the algorithm is going to find more people like that person, find more people like your perfect buyer. So more and more people can see your video and then comment, and it keeps growing and growing from there. And so that's the great thing with social. It's not, imagine like if you were doing sales, asking for like who else might like this, referrals. Imagine if that was just done for you. Someone worked with you, someone commented on your video, and then the social media algorithm is like, alrighty, this person's interested in this. Maybe this other person might be interested in this. And so your videos are going to find your perfect customer. So as long as you make content with the right messaging that speaks to your perfect customer, then the algorithm is going to work from there and find more people that really resonate with your message and more likely to actually buy. And then the next thing is, as it also does that, as you include your CTA, it gets shown to more and more people. This will also grow your brand. You'll get followers. You'll get more people who join your email list, right? And so these videos, they work for you in the long term. They're like an investment. They're like planting seeds, guys. At your job, if you work overtime, if you work a 40-hour week, and well, not 40-hour week, like a 60-hour week, right? You get paid for that week, and that's all the money you'll ever make from it, right? With social media, you keep planting seeds, and that grows over time. Now you have a following. Now you have a bigger email list. So when you send out emails to your list of however many people, that's a lot of leverage. That's how people say, like, that's like printing money, right? Like if you're like, oh man, I'm a little tight on the bills, you have an email list of 8,000 people, right? You have 20,000 followers. You got an email list of 8,000 people. You send out an email, goes out to 8,000 people, a couple people buy from there, you just paid rent. That's crazy. Your job, right? You can't just magically make that money show up out of nowhere. You're behind your bill. You ask for a raise. Now you gotta wait for an approval process, which sucks, right? Even trying to get a bonus, like bonuses are like yearly. Like it's not even like something that's like on demand, like saving you on the spot. Like you gotta hold out until then. But as you build your brand, you're building an asset that gives you a lot of leverage, so you can make more money with a lot less effort. So instead of working a 40-hour shift, right, you can just send out an email to your list. Send it out to 8,000 people. If 2 or 3 people buy from that list, from that email, that's $1,800. That's $2,700. That's pretty bonkers. And so all of this works for you as a continual investment. Your job can fire you, and now you're pretty much left with nothing. That 401k isn't doing anything for anyone. It doesn't keep up with inflation, right? That's really whatever your last paycheck is that's all you have left from your job. All your work, all your contributions. You might be doing work, you might have done work for the company that you work for that continues to make money for them until this day, right? Like, for example, like I came from like the tech industry, and so we make like softwares, right? The software I made that still helps the organization make some money in whichever way it does, I don't make any more money from that. they gave me my paycheck. And now, even if they make $1 million more, $2 million, $3 million from what I was doing, I don't get to see a penny of it. And that's crazy. With your online business, as it grows, as more traffic comes in, you're the one who's benefiting. If you have eventually, 30,000 followers or 40,000 followers, that's your followers. Those are people that know you, that want to follow you, right? And so with that can keep making you a lot of income at the end of the day, compared to just a job where after that initial paycheck happens, you're done. And now, after showing you guys all this, I do want to show you guys a little bit into the group and a little bit into the automation. And so, I've been telling you guys about automations and, doing this and doing that. I want this to kind of move away from just being more of like the concepts. I want you guys to truly know what it is I'm talking about by giving clear examples. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen. Just give me a quick second, guys. Yep, I see another person asking for a copy of today's lives. Yes, I will give you a copy of the live. Okay, let me share my screen. Okay. So, 1 second. Share this. And now for my TikTok viewers, I'm just going to flip the camera in just a second so you guys can also see the screen. Perfect. A little sorry if that's hard to see. There's like all this glare from the sun by the window, but you guys should be able to see. Alrighty. So this page right here is the automation. So I'm just going to take you guys through the automation and just people who are also winning. And so the first thing here is the landing page. And so when your people ask for info, remember, we're not trying to just send them the info here and then they walk away. We want to get an email because we want to build our lists. Because the bigger our list grows, the more money we make. Because remember, you work today, you work tomorrow. Over time, you get a big list, whether it's 1,000 people or 2,000 people. You send an email, it reaches 2,000 people. That can pay some bills. And so this is the landing page. Ideally, what they'll do is click on the button either here or here. Then afterwards, they will provide their details. So I'm just putting in some test details here. But obviously, they'll provide real details, so you can send emails to them. So yes, email it to me now. That's going to take you to this page. I actually have it opened up over here. And so this page is the video page. Remember, I was telling you guys about that. You're not selling anyone. We don't want to do selling, guys. Why do we not want to do selling? Because we want a 2-hour workday. We want to keep our time. We want to have spare time, right? That's why I personally didn't go for something like Uber, because I didn't want to just spend all of my free time just working another job. I wanted something where I can still have free time, still do the things that I enjoy actually doing after work. And so this is why it's super important that you have a video page, guys. You don't need to sell anyone. After that, you click on this button right here. That is going to take you to the thank you page. And now for those of you guys who are trying to follow along, I am also just going to quickly drop the link for you guys. So just give me a quick second. So I'm putting that into Instagram. I'm also going to put it in Facebook and TikTok. And so just give me a quick second. Now, for those of you guys who maybe aren't able to see it in the comment section, I know Instagram kind of fills up that comment section really quickly, unfortunately. It's a little hard to follow there. So I'm also just going to say it for you guys. So you guys want to go to legacybuildersroi.com. Make sure you type in www. That's really important, or you won't end up at the website. But you guys should be able to see it in the comment section. If not, let me just do something really quickly for you guys. So I believe I should be able to put the link towards the bottom here. Just give me a quick second. Guess not. Okay. I'm going to write it out for you guys. Actually, no, I can. Perfect. So I'm going to adjust the stream name. So you guys can see the link now. It's actually in the bottom left-hand corner. So for those of you guys who are trying to find the link in the comments and it just kind of gets pushed up by all the people joining the live, you guys can see it there. And so, but if you're watching this on YouTube, I'll have it in the description. Facebook, I have it in a comment. And I'm just going to drop it in there for my TikTok viewers as well. So just give me a quick second. Alrighty, perfect. The links are there. So if you guys want to follow along, then you guys are going to want to go to the link. And so what you're going to do is go to that website. You're going to type it in the URL. You're going to land on this page. You're going to click, yes, I want the replay. You're going to put in your information. Then it's going to take you to this page, the video page. Now, it's entirely up to you whether you watch it or not. I highly recommend you do. You know, if you want to go further, then you just press this button. But I do recommend actually taking the time to watch it, because just very simply that there are details in here that are pretty important. So I wouldn't want you guys to miss it and end up, you know, maybe failing later because you missed out on some pretty important pieces of information. So I do recommend to just take your time to actually go through the information. Some people, they don't take their time. They like rushing, and, you know, they miss out on some pretty important things. You know, they say, you know, do it right so you don't do it twice, right? So the same thing here. You know, do it right the first time, then you have a much easier journey. So it takes you to this page, the webinar replay. Then you click on the little green button here. It'll take you further. It's going to take you to this page. And then you can watch this video. Then click this button. There's some testimonials here. And then it takes you to this page. Watch this video. Click this button. And now it's going to take you to the offer page. So this is what I'm telling you guys about, right? You're not processing any payments. This is automated. Allows you to have a 2-hour workday, guys. You know, if you send 1,000 people here, if you send 100 people here, or 20, or however many people you send, it doesn't mean extra work on your hands because it's all automated. And from here, you scroll down. They'll be able to either get started right away clicking this button, or maybe they want to take a look at the different packages, what this is about, and then they can get started at different plans. Now, my recommendation is actually to start at the highest plan that you can, but there are different plans based on what your budget is, but the highest plan is the $900 plan. And my recommendation is for you guys to go for at this level, because it's going to increase your earning potential at the end of the day. And the cost of living has just risen dramatically from what it used to be. So, you know, there are different plans. You could go for, like, for example, like a $300 package, and that's still good, right? Like, you take $300, times it by, you know, make $300 a day, times that by 365. That's 6 figures. That's wonderful. But nowadays, especially if you're living in the US, inflation has gone up so much, like gas prices, you know, your rent, your groceries. The cost of living has risen so much that making 6 figures is like the bare minimum to live barely comfortably. And that's like mostly if you're alone. Like if you're alone and you make 6 figures and you want to live comfortably, right? 6 figures is enough. If you have a family, then you need a lot more than just that. And so my recommendation is actually going for the $900 plan. And so this way, it's kind of like a more of a future-proof surf purchase. If you go for the lower plans, they do let you do like upgrades. And so the big purpose of the plan for allowing you to like have those upgrades is, if it's not in your budget, right? Through just doing the things in the program, you can make the money to just upgrade. And so, but if you go for the $900 plan, if you just think about that. So if the $300 plan is, $300 a day, right? Times that by 365, and then you can make six figures. Now, what does that mean if you go for the $600 plan, right? $600 times it by 365, that's $200K a year. That's some pretty serious money. That's really great money. And then the $900 plan, right? So $900 times 365, that's $300K in a year. That's insane. And I'm actually going to show you someone that has these numbers I'm talking about. Like, I'm not just randomly telling you guys, you can make $900K. I mean, not $900K, $900 a day. And then there's no substance behind it. I'm actually going to show you guys an example. I'm going to take you into the group so you can take an inside look into the people who are winning with these same methods I'm telling you about right now. And so this is a look into our Skool community. And if we go over here, this is the wins tab. These are just all the people who are winning in the program. Let's scroll down. $600 first day in hours. So this person, they just got started. They made $600. And then over here, this person here, 1 year in, almost 600K. I'm not 600K, 400K in a new home. That is pretty insane. That to make 400K in a year's time, that is, you have to at least make $900 a day. And if I click on here too, like there's proof. There's the picture right here. And so that's that. And then it's not even just her, right? It's not one of those things where there's just a couple people who are winning. There are tons of people who are winning in this group. I'm going to also just quickly sort this by newest posts. Alrighty, win-win. $100 ding, middle of the day, leads. First win, $300. Just gonna keep scrolling down. Just first saying they're always winning. $300 ding. July update, $2,200 so far this month. Congratulations. $300 ding. $2,700 in 1 month. Another $900. $100. And what's crazy too, what I'm showing you right now, these are the results in the last 6 hours. 6 hours here. That is crazy. I'm also going to refresh the screen so you guys aren't thinking like I changed anything or anything like that. I'm going to refresh the screen. And now if I scroll down again, this is insane. 6 hours ago, 5 hours ago, 8 hours ago, very recent. We're still on the first page. It's filled with people who are winning on social. $100 just before bed and $100 at the gym. That's really nice. Would you enjoy it if you just went to bed before you went to sleep, that 15 minutes on your phone while you're scrolling up and down, you just see a little notification say that you made $100 while you're brushing your teeth or something. That's great. $300 ding. And then if you look at the bottom here, there's actually so many pages here. There's 430 pages right now. That is insane. Just filled with people who are winning, people who are doing the same exact process that I'm telling you about, leveraging the same program I'm telling you about. Scrolling it down. 11 hours ago, my team has made $85,000 in 7 weeks. $1,800, $300 ding, $900 ding, and just still going, guys. Still going. It's absolutely insane. There's more and more pages. I just scrolled down how many testimonials, and we're not even past like 24 hours worth of results. It's absolutely insane. Alrighty, $900 ding. Automations are a game changer. This one was a pretty good one. I liked it when I saw it. It really spoke to me in a sense. But I'm just gonna show you guys this. So this is Khalif, right? He had his automation set up. Same thing I'm telling you guys about. Same automations that I've been telling you guys about, right? So his wife actually got admitted into the hospital, and he might have to be there for the next couple of days. But what's really peculiar about this is he's actually not worried about his finances. And the reason why is that he's actually built a life through this business where he doesn't have to worry about it. Because even if he's not, clocked in at some 9 to 5 shift, his automation is still going. His social media videos are still bringing him traffic. He's actually made $1,200 while he's been at the hospital not working, guys. That's the power of this business. That's the power of the 2-hour workday, of having the automations to support your business so you can do other things that are important. Because unfortunately, just like with Leaf, like you can't control what happens, right? You can't control when something happens in your life, but there are some things you can control. And by him setting up these automations, starting on his business, he doesn't have to, be at the hospital and be worried about bills. He's good. He's good. Like his business is making him money while he's there. And that's just one of many people. So Diane, $4,500 in 24 hours, 500 followers. Scrolling down, we're still not past day one. We're still at day one. Alrighty, posted my first free ads today. Scrolling down, 8K plus just 2 weeks in. Her story it's very interesting too. It's really like we're not making this up. Like if I click on this, right, 8K plus 2 weeks. If I click on this, I click on her profile, guys. I scroll down, you can actually see that she started. This is her first interaction in the school community. Actually, well, yeah, first interaction in the school community, right? She purchased 14 days ago, right? So it's really been 2 weeks. It's really been 2 weeks, and she's made 8K in those 2 weeks. And so there are tons of people who are in this program getting phenomenal results, guys. Lots of beginners, lots of people who are just starting their business, and it's really changing their lives. And so to get started, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go to this website, same one I was telling you guys before, right? And if you guys don't know what it is legacybuildersroi.com. So R as in Ranger, O as in Omega, I as in index. Now, you guys, for those of you guys who are looking at the live, you guys can also see it in the bottom left-hand corner. I have the URL there for you as well. Don't forget the www dot. And then if you're looking at this on like Facebook or like YouTube, then you can see it in the description. And so you're going to want to go to this website. You want to click here, put in your name and email. It's going to take you to this page right here, the webinar replay. It's just loading, a little bit of a technical difficulty. And so now with that, they're going to watch the information here, then move forward. It's going to take them to the thank you page. And then after that, you watch this video, click here, another video page. All these pages are doing the selling and telling for you. And then you get brought to this page where now you can select the package according to your goals. Like I said before, I recommend going for the $900 package, guys, because of things like inflation. The cost of living has gone up a lot right now. So this is the type of income that you really want to be able to make to really actually live comfortably with your family. And so I recommend going for this package. If not, then just scroll down. There are other packages you can get started there. And so that really sums up why I wanted to share with you guys today. And now if there's any questions, I'm going to stay on the live for a little bit longer just to make sure everyone has all the information they need. Okay. So that concludes the live, guys. So just want to say thank you for attending. I'll see you guys the next time. If you're watching this on YouTube, be sure to subscribe to the channel because I'm going to be releasing out more valuable content. I go live every day at 10 a.m. Eastern. And so I'm going to be teaching you guys a lot of things. And so you're going to want to make sure that you subscribe to the channel so you can get access to all the videos. And then if you're watching this on Facebook, follow my profile. If you're watching this on either Instagram or TikTok, then also follow as well so you guys can catch the next live. So take care, guys. Have a wonderful day.